Hi guys, and welcome to another Bootstrap 4 video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. We're about finished with our little services page here. We did that list up there with the icons and we did these blurb sections. I'm going to go ahead and leave the partner logos down the bottom there. That's no problem at all. Let's move on to our features page now. If you've been following along, you can skip ahead. We're just going to set up this new page, and once we set it up, we're going to create a section with a fixed background. So we'll have an image in the background, and when we scroll, it'll stay exactly where it is, but the contents will actually move. So let's get started. If we go to our root folder is just where everything starts. We initially built our index.html, which is our home page, about page, pricing page, and services page, and we created a custom CSS file for dictating the styles of our sites. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy the price page or the service page, it really doesn't matter. Control C to copy, Control V to paste, and I'm going to rename it, F2 to rename, and we'll call it features. As before, my computer is set to not display known file types. So HTML is a known file type, so you're not going to see .html after that, but that's what it actually is. If yours is set so you do see that file type .html, make sure that you actually put features.html after it so it knows it's an actual HTML file. Okay, so we've created our features page, or at least copied our page and created a new one called features, which will be a clone of whatever we copied. I'm going to open it in my text editor. I'm using Brackets text editor here. It's absolutely free. You can download it from a link below if you need a text editor. But if you have a text editor already, any text editor will do. That's great. Okay, so here's that page we just cloned, and we'll do the usual. We'll go through and we'll change titles and things so it's now a features page. And of course, we've got to do what we did with all new page. So we've got our title there. It's a new page. Get rid of that active link on the services because we're no longer on the services page. I'm not going to put it on our features one because it's a button type rather than just a text link there. So I've already put it in there, but you need to put the features page in there, features.html, which is where it's going to link to in the menu. We need to do this for all our pages, so I'm going to copy that, Control C, and we need to put it in the menu of each of our pages so that our nav link works. So we go to index. Here's our features. I want to put it in there. I'll just do one more. I'm not going to do all of these, but you do need to do all of your pages. Make sure they've got that link in there. I'll put that one in there, features. And I'll continue on now. Control S. So back to our features page. So we put the title in. We've put the link in the nav menu. We've added it to our other pages. We want to go down to our breadcrumbs and just change that to features. And we're ready to go. Now here's our heading. If we pull up this page, it's going to be exactly the same as our pricing page. So let's just see what we've got here and pull it up. If we go back to our root folder again. If I refresh this, we should actually be able to click on that link now. Here we go. And it doesn't look, yes we did, that's changed. I forgot to change the features right there is all, because our breadcrumbs changed and our page names changed. So I need to change that right there. There we are right there. Don't know how I missed that. I missed that. Control C and we'll change that. Okay, back to the site and refresh. There it is. We got our features in there. Okay, so let's get rid of this section and rebuild it the way we want to with a fixed background. So here's that section. I'm just going to go ahead and delete it and start again for the benefit of those that haven't been watching along. We could just actually recycle the section in the container, but let's start again, like I say, for people that haven't been watching. So we're going to start a new section. And we're going to give it an ID. We'll call it features. Close it out. And within this section, I want to put a container again, so we don't have it full width. Again, this is repetition, so if you've watched my videos before, you know what's going to happen here. Please skip ahead. So we want a new div with a class of container. So that it's not going to stretch full width there. And our container, I'm going to give our class also of gap 100. And again, for the benefit of those that haven't been watching, we created a CSS class of gap 100. Do a search, Control F. There it is. We created this class of gap 100, which gives a padding top and bottom of 70 pixels and left and right of 0. That's why we're adding that class right here. It'll give that container gap 70 pixels top and bottom. Okay. For the time being, that's all I'm going to do, because in this one I'm just going to give it a fixed background and a minimum height so we'll actually see it. When we've done this, I'm going to add some buttons with some data toggles or collapse sections in it that we can use in this section. But for the time being, I'm just going to create the section. So we've got a section, we've got a container in there with a gap of 100, which is pretty irrelevant for the moment. But so we've got a section called features. Let's now go to our custom CSS and work on it. So let's say that, Control S. If we go to the site now and refresh, you're not really going to see anything. All that's going to happen is this is going to disappear basically, because although our section is there, it's got no content. All we've got is a gap, 70 and 70, 140. So what we want to do is put an image on the background of this section, give it a minimum height of say 500 pixels, and I'll show you what's going to happen when we scroll up and down with it. Let's go to our custom CSS. Start a new section. Let's go down to the bottom here. And we'll give it a title, // Anything between the stars will not be written as read as code by the browser. So this is the features section. And we called our new section features, I believe. Let's just double check that. ID of features, that's fine. So what we want to do, it's an ID, so to target it we need to put a hashtag, whereas it's a period when you target a class. This is an ID, so it's hashtag and the name. Open and close some curly brackets. And then let's decide what we want to do. Okay, well, I've got in our root folder here, I've got our folder called img. Inside of there, I've got some images. One I want to put in the background is one that I've just put there called ft1. It's a JPEG, so it's ft1.jpg. So let's go ahead and put that one there. Okay, what do we want it to do? Well, we want to put that background image in first thing. And so we want URL. I may as well just click on the link there, or you can type it in, URL, and inside the curlies is where you want to point it to where your image is. And mine's in a folder called image, img. There it is right there. And the image I want is the first one right there, ft1, or the second one right there. There we go. So that's all we want to do with that. We've given it that image as the background, but we want to make sure that it covers the whole background. So we're going to say background size. Cover. And it'll cover the whole background there. Now when we scroll up the page, we don't want it to move, so we want it to be fixed. So we'll have to give it the background attachment and then fixed. So when we scroll, it stays still. And because we've got no actual content in our features section here, I'm going to give it a minimum height. So at least we've got something to look at. So we'll say minimum height. And as usual, I'll put this CSS below the video so you don't have to copy it in real time while I'm doing it here. We'll say a height of 500 pixels. That should give us something to look at. So let's save this and go back to our new page and see what we've got. Refresh. There we go, there's that image, and we've given it a minimum height of 500, so it won't go below that. Now watch what happens when I scroll. See, that image actually stays still. It's not actually moving. And that's a fixed background image right there. It's quite commonly referred to as CSS parallax. But a lot of people actually take offense if you call this parallax. Parallax is two different layers moving at different speeds. I mean, you could argue that, okay, our top layer is moving at such and such a speed and our second layer is moving not at all. Well, that is two different speeds, but purists will say that's not parallax. Call it what you will. It's fixed background. A lot of people call it CSS parallax. So there you have it. It's quite a nice feature. You do see it on a lot of sites, and what we'll do in the next time, we're going to add some stuff here which will make it stand out even more. I'm going to have 3 little buttons, probably in these colors, and when you click on them, it's going to open up a little bit of text and have what they call a collapsed section. So there we are. We're done with our little fixed section there. Fixed background section. I hope you found that useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're interested in web development, take a look down below. We've got some great free web development courses down there, as well as some premium courses for our YouTube subscribers. So do check it out. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.